Alright, hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about the new Onward update. It's probably one of the biggest updates we've ever had. And first of all, I'm going to be starting off in the shooting range. Nothing really changed here specifically, but I'm going to be showing you all new weapons, explosives, all that stuff. And then after that, I'll show you the new map changes, and there's even a brand new game mode I'll be showing you, but we'll get to that later. So first of all, I'm going to show you we're going to be talking about the class changes. So one of the major class changes is you can have attachments onto your pistols, and right here's an example. We got a red dot sight, you got a suppressor and a laser sight. This isn't just for pistols, it's also for primary weapons. You can put as many attachments as you can fit, or as many attachments that you can afford. And with the attachments, though, it's pretty nice that you can add more than one and as many as can fit on the gun, pretty much. Another few things is this is the new weapon for the Volk. It is a 5.7. It's Volk exclusively unless you're playing on operations. It has 20 bullets in each clip. So there's that. And real quick, it is not really good for high damage, but it is good for being able to just pretty much spray, because as long as you have a good trigger finger, you have 20 bullets in each clip, so you should be able to hit your target. And this thing's pretty accurate. It's not too bad. There's pretty much no kick to it, so it's a pretty good weapon. I would recommend it. It's not the most powerful, but it's not the least powerful. Now, another new thing that's been added is the Molotov cocktail. Now, this thing's actually pretty cool. So, first of all, in order to light it, you have to get your lighter, and you do that. You have to press in on the thumbstick for Oculus. You hit it again, and it lights, and then you just put it there, and you light your Molotov. Now, real quick, I'm going to go over there to throw it, because it's kind of hard. It's weird when you throw it. But right there, it spreads out from the center. It's not just like you throw it and there's a huge fire. It slowly spreads. And it kind of spread around this, because depending on the way you throw it is how it's going to spread, which is kind of cool. It's a nice feature. Now, if you walk through the fire, it doesn't really hurt you too bad unless you're standing it. Or you walk through it a long ways, and you'll take a little damage, but not to the point where you have to heal yourself. Alright, one of the major things, and possibly one of the most game-breaking, but yet really fun things added, I'm not gonna lie, is C4. It is really fun, and it's really cool, and I've had a ton of fun with it. So, you all know how C4 works. You take it, you throw it, and you... Look at that. That is awesome. So, a few things with the C4. Obviously, once it explodes, the grenade doesn't work. This green dot will show if your detonator or your explosive is ready to explode. If it's not there, it's not going to explode. So, that's pretty obvious. Obviously, whenever you have a Molotov and this, you have to like switch in between them, which is a bit annoying, but that's fine. I'm gonna grab another C4 real quick. Alright, so another cool feature with the C4 is you can obviously throw it. You can throw it over the walls or whatever, or you could do this. You could take it. You could, for example, let's say a guy's running this way. You could take your C4. Place it right there on the wall, and as he's running through, if you see him, you could blow him up right there. Though counter C4, if you see the C4 anywhere on the wall, it could be on the ground. If you want to pretty much just prevent it from exploding, you could take this and you cut the wires. Let me get the right one. How do I? Okay, there we go. You pretty much just kind of shank it. Or if that doesn't work, you can always take your pistol and shoot it, and when sparks come out of it and the light goes off and it turns red, that's how you know it's not active anymore. And see the lights off, which means nothing's gonna happen. So that's how you know someone destroyed it, if you can't see it. And on top of that, if you want to destroy it yourself, just either stab it, which is the quiet method, or you pretty much take your pistol and shoot this black box. Alright, so that's pretty much the weapons and the new explosives. So since I've shown you that, now I'll show you all the, like, pretty much a gun in just decked out completely with attachments, and then after that I will take you on to the new map updates, the new game mode, and all that. Alright, so obviously here is a great example of it. The problem was I was going to have a foregrip as well, but it didn't allow me to do that because I didn't have enough points here. But look, as you can see, you have a bipod, you got a flashlight, you got a sight. I wanted to put a foregrip again, but it just wouldn't let me. So you have multiple attachments here. You got this, and obviously the sight's different. So you can have more than one attachment on primaries. I just picked an LMG because they're fun, to be quite honest. Now, with these, I'm not gonna lie, flashlight attachments for most of your guns you're not gonna be using. It's probably gonna be laser sights half the time. Yeah, and that's pretty much all with weapons so far. But the map changes are huge. We'll be there next. Alright, probably the biggest change that has ever happened to any of the maps in this update is on Subway. Now, this is obviously the spawning area. I'm going to go away from that so I can talk because it's a bit loud over there. So if you go from the spawning area over here to this rightish area, and you continue back this way, this used to be a dead end, right? But now, if you keep going, this gate is now open. Before it was closed. I don't even believe it was a gate beforehand, but now you got a gate and it's open. You go down here, and it's actually pretty cool because when you go down, it's a bit weird because it doesn't directly lead you to the subway. So that's nice. So for example, if you're playing a competitive match, this is probably the safest route to take because it takes them a while to get here. So it buys you time to get down here and to try and get into the subway to destroy the uplink. So you can also hide behind this, waiting for someone to come that way or that way, which is a nice little nook. I'm going to turn on night vision so I can see a bit better. Now, there are two paths you could take to get to the subway. You can obviously go that way, or you can continue this way. Both of those lead you to the same way to the subway, and then there's this way. This way also leads you to another subway. It leads you to this track right here, and it leads you right into the main area. If you go down back to this other way, it leads you into a, what's it called? It leads you into a lower part of the subway. So it's not really too bad. It's a great way to actually go in and out because there's multiple ways so people can't funnel you in as much as they did beforehand. So this map's a lot more challenging for defenders now. Yeah, this leads you back into a lower part of the subway. Now, there are, I believe, a total of 4 ways back to the top. So, let's say you want to go back to the, so before there were only 2 entrances to the subway, so people would just camp those 2 entrances, and it made it really hard for the attackers. But now, there are 4 entrances. There's the 2 original, plus the one I showed you, which leads you to 2 possible different entrances and exits from the subway, but not to the surface. To here, and then this goes to the surface. So if we go back to the surface, like I am now, I will show you the 4th one. Obviously, if you play the game, you know the 2 entrances currently already in here. They're not really great for defense, like trying to maneuver around and not getting shot. But that one's really good because it's really close quarters and there's tons of walls around you and it's constantly turning, so it's really hard for a defender to kill you versus some of these other ones. Now I'm pretty sure the other one should be, yeah, it's right here. So you go right here, and this is the 4th entrance to it, and it divides up like this, and each side's pretty much the same, so it's not different. If like, oh, well, one side's better than the other, it does the exact same thing. I'm pretty sure the vending machines are still even in the same spot. Oh, no, never mind. You have that instead of vending machines. But it's pretty much the same way, so either way is better. However, this leads you straight downstairs. That way I'm not too sure about, but I'll go explore that in a second. Way just kind of, that just leads you back into the main area of the subway. This way, I'm going to go explore with you guys, because this is new to me as well. Oh, okay. This leads you pretty much, again, into a main area, but more to the right, so you have a bit more cover, because, you know, you can go that way or that way. It's just another way to get into the room. It's not really anything too convoluted or interesting. Now, that's pretty much all the map changes. The map changes were meant not to, like, change the entire map. The map changes were meant so the player could, like, before, if you played this map, you wanted to be a defender, because it was really hard to be an attacker on this map. Again, because there were only 2 entrances down there, so everyone just funneled you in. But now there's 4 entrances, and each one, the new one, the one that has like the stairs that goes back and forth, that one is a lot harder to actually funnel people through, so that's nice. And I'm pretty sure that's all the changes to this map, so now let's go on and talk about some of the features. Alright, well, there aren't really many other map changes, but here I'm going to show you special ops, and then I'm going to talk about some other things. But pretty much special ops is the new game mode. Think of it, if you've ever played Call of Duty, think of it as the infected mode, because that's pretty much what it is. Now what happens is, right now I would be the infected. I have to run around with the knife, and I have to kill someone. See, it says victory, because I have everyone else playing with me right now, because I'm making a video, but the goal of the Volk is to kill the Marsoc. The Volk, alright, so both people have, like, worse vision. Like, their vision is bad for both sides of the team. Now, Volk gets flashbangs, they get a knife, and they get a syringe. That's about all they get. Plus the tablet, if you get the tablet. The tablet for the Marsoc does not work, but the tablet for the Volk, they can see both teams very clearly. Now, if you're a Marsoc, I'll show you real quick what we got over here. Sorry, my nose is a bit stuffed. Alright, so the Marsoc, you see how the vision's a lot worse? It's a lot worse for the Marsoc. Also, the Volk have night vision, and the Marsoc either get a flashlight or a laser sight, depending on the map. You only get 1 clip unless you get extra ammo. It takes 2 shots to kill an enemy in this game mode with this pistol, as long as you hit them correctly. See, oh wait, it works now because we win. But normally the laptop thing, or sorry, the tablet does not work. I don't know why I called it a laptop. A few other things. Depending on what, like I said, depending on what map you're on, it chooses the class for the Marsoc. Or like, because the Volk would have a what's it called? They'll have night vision goggles, and the Marsoc will have like flashlights on their pistols, and you cannot turn the flashlights off, like you can't turn the laser sights off. And if you're on the Marsoc and you go up to an ammo crate, you can grab what's it called? You can grab extra ammo, and that's pretty much it. That's all you can get if you're Marsoc. If you're on that team, the Volk team, you grab 2 extra knives and a flashbang. Now, as starting off as a Marsoc, you do not have any extra clips. You only have the 1 clip, and you have to pretty much kill as the entire other team, or just wait them out. Sorry about that. Alright, so whenever you're playing on night maps, it's actually kind of terrifying, I'm not going to lie. It's scary is what most people would consider it. And pretty much you can't see, like on a nighttime map, you would be able to see the wall right there. Not past the wall, but that wall. And maybe that wall. And that one, and maybe to this thing here. You cannot see far at all. It is terrifying. But it's really fun. If you have this game, I highly recommend Special Ops. It's really fun. It's obviously new. You think of it as infected, but it's a lot more balanced, though, to be quite honest, because the Marsoc, they can't see, you guys can kind of see, so it's not like it's completely, like the Volk are completely screwed. Obviously, the differences between this mode and infected are if someone on this team kills someone on this team, or vice versa, then no one's gonna be infected. It's pretty much just, it switches between who wins. So, for example, I won last round, so then this round I am now Volk. That's how this works. Now I'm gonna back out and I'm gonna talk about some other new stuff.